I suffered a breakdown and I also had depression. I kind of lost my way in my life, and I didn't really have very much confidence in myself. I started to get panic attacks, and I think that's what led to the breakdown. But I was also dissatisfied with my life and I felt in a rut. I knew that I had to change myself, but I didn't feel that I had the strength to do it. There was a gap of a year and I was building myself up, and then I started to come to the church. From when I started coming to the very first meeting, I just felt inspired and empowered. From then on, I started going 3 times a week. I was gaining all this knowledge in practical ways, how to use things to develop a confidence in myself and a faith in myself that I could do things. Now I have dreams for my life, and I'm going to become a potter. I'm going to buy a bit of land. I'm going to build an eco house on it. I'm just stronger now, and I'm much more joyful in my life and more excited about my life.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Finding Answers. We have a very interesting topic to talk about tonight, which is having an I can attitude. Is there any correlation between believing that you can accomplish something even before trying and seeing then the desired outcome? There are people that they have the I can attitude developed within themselves. They did not even take the first step yet, but they believe they'll make it. Their attitude, their behavior is like the behavior of someone who does not hesitate, not even for a split second, that what they're trying, they're going to succeed. What they want, they're going to conquer it. Whereas there are others that are the very opposite. Even before they try, even before they take a first step, they already assume that they are not going to make it. So, in which case of these two would you put yourself in? You say that you are more like a positive person with an I can attitude, maybe more negative. How is your life right now? Would you like to change? Would you don't like the way you are. You wanted to be more positive. You wanted to believe more. Is it possible to change? Is it possible to become a different person? I want to say to you straight out that it is possible, and we are going to show you how tonight. We're going to give you some practical steps, and it won't be only me giving you these steps, because I have here tonight a live guest, someone who really was doing bad in life. Fraud, serious problems, somebody that nobody believed he would do any good in life, not even himself. However, today he's a success, and you're going to watch all that. So stay with us, stay tuned. If this sounds interesting to you, we'd love to have you with us. We're going to go to this short break where you're going to see what tonight's topic is about, and we'll come back with more Finding Answers.
Having an I can attitude is a way of looking at life. Attitude has been described as the control centre of life. Your attitude is a decision, and it is learned behaviour. When negative things have happened to you, it's often easy to forget to maintain a positive attitude. But Winston Churchill once said, "Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference." Research has found that positive thinking can aid stress management and even plays an important role in your overall health and well-being. Believing that you can means that you have things such as integrity, hope, optimism, courage and faith. Having an I can belief is the philosophy that having an optimistic disposition in every situation of your life attracts positive changes and can actually increase your chance of achievement. So, can you change your attitude? Can you employ a state of mind that seeks, finds and executes ways to win? Will you find desirable outcomes for yourself, regardless of the circumstances? Can you?
So welcome back to Finding Answers. We're talking about having an I can attitude, believing that you can even before it happens to you. And tonight here we have with us Victoria. Good evening.
Good evening.
Victoria, I remember one instance with a friend of mine. This guy, he really wanted to be a police officer. He was, his dream. It was something he wanted from childhood. And he tried many times and he failed over and over and over the exam. It never came to the part where you do the physical part of it until he finally made it. He called me so happy and everything. But on the physical test, the first thing he had to do was to climb over a 6-foot wall. And he couldn't do it. And talking to him, I realized that what defeated him wasn't the wall, was the mind. Because he really, he made that 6-foot wall look, and he was a large guy, he was over 6 foot. But to him, he said he felt like it was an 18-foot wall, in other words. So is there any relation between this believing that you can and doing it, believing that you can't and not being able to make it?
Absolutely. So in psychology, we would call that a self-fulfilling prophecy. So your beliefs could be that you can't do something, and then unconsciously you actually start to behave in that way. So for example, if a teacher would tell one child that they were going to do very well in a test, and they told the other child that they're probably not going to do so well, 9 times out of 10, that actual behavior shows itself. You fulfill that prophecy that you're given.
How would you help a person that would come to you and say, listen, I have a problem with this. I don't want to be like this, but it's difficult for me to believe that something positive is going to come to me. So I want to change. What would you say? How could you help someone like this?
So I think the first thing you would need to do is to tell somebody that they're in control of their attitude and behaviour. Many people believe that they just inherit their attitude, but it's mostly something that you've experienced. So the first thing I would do is to tell somebody you are in charge of your attitude and you can change it. And from then you can then put in the practical steps to start moving forward and changing your life.
Of course, that believing that you can is only a part of the way, right? Because there is a lot of people who are positive, very positive, who can deal with negative things that come their way easily. They brush it off, put it behind, but still can't seem to be able to achieve their goals, to make it. Why? I'm a positive person, but I still can. I believe that I can, but unfortunately the end is more often than not is that I can't. So we're going to give you the answer in this program. Stay with us because we're going to give the answer to you. So as we're saying, it's a part of it. But speaking about faith, even God agrees with that. He says, as I have thought, it shall come to pass. It's in the Bible, it's in the book of Isaiah. So God says, as I have thought, He thinks, then it happens. We were made in His image and likeness, you and I. So for you to see it happen with your physical eyes, for you to see it in front of you, for you to see it in your hands, whatever it is, your goals, your dream career, an accomplishment in life, or something very simple, just a small accomplishment, first you believe. You have to really believe. Maybe you don't know how it's going to come to you or how it's going to happen, but believing is already more than half of the journey accomplished for you to see it happen to you. This is really important. Follow these steps. You believe. Oh God, I don't know how. Maybe you need His help. You can even pray and say, God, help me with this. You know, I'm not being able to achieve it on my own. I am a positive person, but I realize being positive is not enough. I need more help. I need help. So you can talk to Him. And if you want also to speak to us, you can. What is the number, Victoria, that people can call, or how can they contact Finding Answers?
So if you'd like to speak to one of our advisors, our number is 020-7686-6300, or you can send us an email. Our email address is help@findinganswers.tv, or you can send us a tweet. Just start your tweet with @FindAnswersTV, or search for us on Facebook. Just search for Finding Answers.
Very good. So if you're feeling sad right now, feeling empty, feeling lost, you don't know what to do, you're desperate, maybe you just need to speak to someone, you ran out of ideas, everything you tried so far failed, do not hesitate in calling us. It will be our pleasure to help you. Our advisors are ready to take your call on the number that appears there. All you need to do is to take note and give us a call or send us an email. You can speak to us live here if you want, should you want to, or privately with one of the advisors. Wherever you are watching this program, you can speak to us now. We're going to go to a break and we'll be right back.
All systems are go. We're about to
Uplifting.
Diverse.
Vibrant. Dynamic.
Powerful. Youthful. Informative.
Energizing. Passionate.
Motivational. Freedom. Lively.
Excitement.
Do the maths. Changing your life is not as simple as changing your hairstyle, your shirt, or rearranging the furniture in your living room. You're talking about years of deep-rooted habits, behaviours and problems that are not going to change overnight. Many may say, think positively. But the trouble with that is that you can't do or change anything with just thoughts. But add action into the equation and the outcome can be different. Let's do the maths. Positive thinking plus action equals a change. Whatever it is, if the change is significant, if it's worthwhile, then it will have to take time, effort, and homework from you.
Follow my channel's updates on Facebook. Like your favourite videos and see pictures of your favourite artists. Access our Twitter @MyChannelUK and get to know what's on with My Channel. Visit tvmychannel.com and be connected to our world. My Channel, a whole new world of entertainment.
all systems are go. We're about to
Positive thinking plus action equals change. In most cases, this is true, but I know that sometimes there are people that even applying this equation, you could say, this principle, it's still not enough. And maybe you are watching me now and you are one of these people. You say, I'm a positive person, I'm hardworking, I take action, I do not compromise, I do not procrastinate, and still I'm hitting roadblock after roadblock. Please tell me why and what to do to come out of this situation. We're going to talk about this. We're going to answer this question during this program. You can call us, all right? And also write your name for prayer. In the end of the program, we are going to pray for you. Because now I'm going to speak to Conrad Mutege, who is going to tell us his story. He was not doing well in school. He was involved in crime. He didn't believe that his life was going to head anywhere positive. However, today he has a story of success to tell us, and he's going to share it with us right now.
Pushing me for the rest of the week, so it's like a boost.
Things were really tight.
Today, the way I see myself is completely different.
Okay, good evening, Conrad, and thanks for coming to Finding Answers.
Thank you. Good evening.
So tell us, Conrad, where did the problems begin?
So the problems began at home first because my mom and my dad weren't really congruent. My dad was an alcoholic, and my mom was just stressed over the bills and trying to look after me and my other siblings. So when I would come home after work or come home after school, I used to see my parents arguing over small things. And the majority of the time was about money. So obviously living in a deprived area, you know, my neighbors were either selling drugs. Across the road, we had a full-time prostitute. So all these things, it was really discouraging. And at the same time, because I was exposed to this, it kind of made me want to, you know, do crafty things. So yeah.
So your house was like
Yeah,
living hell, you could say.
that's right, yeah.
No peace.
No peace at all.
And that was where were you living back then?
So I'm in Tottenham. So yeah, North London, yeah.
Right. So growing up, seeing this scenario going on, what did you lead you to do? What were the negative things that you ended up doing?
So because of the lack of money that my mum or my parents had, it kind of cultivated these, you know, these false inspirations and these stupid plans to, you know, make money in a bad way. At school, I was really picked on because, you know, I didn't have, you know, the correct uniform, and subsequently, you know, I used to not go to school, bunk off lessons, or try to get these marginal things like, you know, charge people for me to go outside of school and to get Chinese, £3, these small things. And obviously, I was, you know, not abiding by the law. You know, I wasn't meant to do that, you know, because I'm going out of the school premises, you know, and obviously coming home and then there's no food in the table, the fridge is empty. You start to think, okay, what can I do to get money? You know, I'm too young to work, or probably my postcode is not really encouraging, you know, employers to then employ me. So I got introduced to fraud, shoplifting, and other things like that as well. Yeah.
So why is it that your choice, instead of doing it, was it like the only alternative that you saw, you know, to make money? Because you said probably nobody's going to hire me, no one is going to go in the right way, is not going to do anything for me.
I think for me, I had a lot of references in my childhood. You know, I put them in a pedestal, and I used to emulate, you know, their activities. and it was attractive, you know. You're young, you need money, you know, you look rubbish, you smell rubbish, you don't look good, and you see a guy that's good looking, he's got the clothes, he's got that, he's got that kind of swag, and you know, he's able then to be popular, you know, and that kind of made me feel neglected and say, you know, like I need to be like that, you know. So the things I used to do to accumulate the money in a bad way was, you know, to go into West London and try and, you know, come out, devise like plans to then, you know, steal trousers and put them under my jacket, or sell it, or sell the trousers to friends, or to, you know, buy that expensive hat. So then when the next day I'll go to school, you know, they're like, Conrad, you're that guy, you know, and then that kind of attention was like a short buzz, like, yeah, I'm that guy. So then the next week I'll do again, and then it'll accumulate more. Instead of being trousers and a jacket, then it'll turn into watches, it'll turn into expensive leather jackets, belts, and so on and so forth.
So you were shoplifting?
Yeah, shoplifting. Yeah, shoplifting food, clothes, even paracetamol, all these things. Because I thought, if I ask my mom's not going to give me, so I might as well just shoplifting a supermarket near my area, and that's it.
How old were you?
So I was doing it since I was 14 years old. And obviously once you start to build this small habit, it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes like consolidated so strong inside of me that I couldn't let go. I couldn't, it was so difficult. I'll go into a supermarket, and we'll go into a store, and I'll say, hey, I'm gonna buy this blazer. But in the back of my head, I said, look, I can get this for free, you know. So let me put on that blazer, and then on top of my blazer, I can have my coat. I'll have a detagger, take that take the tag off the blazer, and then just walk off.
So in other words, you kept on doing it to the point we could say you became good. At this negative thing.
Yeah, you can say that.
Ever got caught?
Yeah, I got caught multiple times. I got caught for, but it was so small, like I would get caught for taking bread and milk. But I thought, they're just gonna ban me. So I'll continue. Then I'll go to like Primark, and because there's a lot of crowded people, you know, then I'll start to see the blind spots and say, okay, if I go there, there's no cameras there. So then let me just grab the things that I need into a basket. I'll go there and see if I can take them. And even when I was working in Primark as well, I used to steal while I was working, you know. So like I said, it became like a lifestyle. It was so hard for me to let go. And regards to fraud, well, my plan was then to get multiple cards. It'll be Visa cards, MasterCards, American Express. And what we used to do, we used to hack into people's accounts. You know, we should take people's pensions, people's monthly incomes, and then would then separate it amongst 5 of us. He'll go into a different country. I'll rent out quad bites in another country, and then he will then spend money on a ring for his, I don't know, his fiance, so things like that. So those are the things that I used to do.
So it looks like, because now we're talking about fraud, so something even much more serious that could put you away for a long time. You say that maybe not only the thing was not only now about the money, but also maybe got some kind of rush by doing these things and getting away with it.
It became like a greed, you know, like a really strong greed. Like there were times when I'll go into nightclubs and I'll have the most known brands, and then I'll be attracted to girls who come to me and guys be like, hey, but then I'll go home empty, you know, really empty and so depressed. you know.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, but I have a question. For instance, because when you went to do these things, you knew that you were going in that shop to do something wrong. You knew you were approaching that person with the wrong intention. You could get caught. You could go to jail. But you still did it. What was the attitude? You were really like, no, I'm gonna make it. No,
Yeah,
I'm gonna...
I thought like, I've got nothing to lose, you know, nothing. And I had that I don't care attitude, you know. And it's because I was doing it for such a long time that I knew sometimes the security guard wasn't really doing his job properly, or the employees weren't really looking at what I was doing. So then I'll take advantage of that. And obviously once I've been inspired to do it, I'll be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be ruthless. I'm gonna come out of that shop with the things that I want. Yeah.
And doing this, then further down going into the fraud. So you made some money. For yourself. But what you were just saying is that still in the end of the day, having the money, which I believe was your main motivation, because you didn't want to end up, you know, in the situation that you saw going on in your house, right? You wanted to be different,
That's right.
But it was still not fulfilling.
No, it wasn't fulfilling because it was, you know, once you've got the material things surrounding you, you know, 24/7, those things couldn't really, you know, piece the missing thing that was inside of me. And it's like I'll go and I'll giggle with friends, or laugh, or, you know, rob people while we're going to a particular place, but that kind of void was being so heavy that it really encumbered me so much that there was times I would think about, you know, my family, and I'll get even more depressed. But then when my friends come, I'll wipe away the tears, I'll big up my chest, put on the clothes, have the latest things, and then I'm the popular guy again. You know, so I kind of clothed myself with so much pride and so much self-righteousness that, you know, I managed to forget about my problems for so many years. But there was times where, you know, things were gonna come out, you know, and then,
I know this gap that you're talking about today is filled. And in the next segment, you're gonna tell us how did that happen. But you who are watching us right now, you see, maybe even you have accomplished what is important for you to accomplish. You are a person maybe full of victories and accomplishments and conquests, but still with everything you have, maybe watching this program right now from a very comfortable couch or bed in a very fancy, nice neighborhood, but still with this void he's talking about, this emptiness. What is this emptiness? What is this void? What is it that even with having everything, there's still a hole inside, and in this gap? This gap it has a name. It's called lack of God. It is because you are not as close to God as you should be. Because it's impossible for someone to be close to God and be unhappy, feel not satisfied, depressed. Impossible. I guarantee you, impossible. If you believe in God and you are not satisfied with your life as it is, then I say to you, I guarantee you, you are not as close to Him as you should be. But that can change. And the whole idea of us being here, I believe it's even God who allows us to be here speaking to you, to help you. You need help. You need to get closer to Him. How to do it? Let us help you. Give us a call, 0207 686 6300. You can call now and speak to us if you want to. We're going to go to a short break, and when we come back, Conrad's going to tell us how he filled this void.
All systems are go. We're about to As a man, I understand the struggles men like me go through. They need to be strong always and not to show any weakness, even though it's there. To be a leader to our family, to our wife and kids, when we really wish someone else would show us the way. To choose what is right in a world of wrongs. To admit to our mistakes when our egos don't want us to be exposed. To learn to be a man when we're still only a boy inside. Being a man is not easy. But hard is also a part of being a man. We don't like anything easy. We want challenges. We want to prove that we can do it. That we are bigger than the problems staring us in the face. That's why we go to the moon, we climb the Everest, we sail around the world, and build fast cars. We like the feeling of accomplishment. And please don't ever tell us it can't be done. We will die trying. Being a man is not easy, but we wouldn't have it any other way. And yet, the true conquest of a man is not measured by his money, power, or fame. His greatest achievement is to overcome himself.
When we want to reach our goals, we research, act, and make sure we know everything there is to know about that topic. We study hard because that is the intelligent thing to do. This is the same for our development as a Christian. The Faith School is designed for those who want a degree in spiritual growth, those who want to separate time to study the Holy Bible and follow God's path for their life. There is no admissions fee and it's suitable for every level of learner. You will learn how to interpret the Word of God for your daily life and become stronger internally. Do you want to find inner peace and spiritual strength? Then this course is for you. The Faith School, every Wednesday at your local UCKG Help Centre. For more information, call 020 7686 6000 or visit our website uckg.org.
All systems are go. We're about to
Definitely depression is probably number one.
They're arguing and they're talking negatively about each other.
What is more valuable than another? And so
you can have as many friends and families as you want. It just depends.
Is a common regret, like, oh, like I should have like asked that person out, or like.
Hi, I'm Chika here on the streets of London for Finding Answers. Winston Churchill once said, an attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. But how can your attitude actually affect your life? I'm going to be asking the general public. Let's see what they say. Do you think having an I can attitude gets you far in life?
I think definitely it helps, because I think if you have a positive attitude in life, you attract, good people. If you are happy, you're gonna get happy things, and attract good energy of people. That's what I think.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's pretty much everything that gets you far in life is the attitude.
Yes.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
Yeah, it can. Can.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I do think it. I think optimism helps a lot. If you're going to be pessimistic, then I think that kind of stumps you right from the start.
Yeah, I think you have to sort of believe that you can do it, else you won't sort of get anywhere. I think you have to start with some sort of belief that you're going to get there in the end.
So these were the opinions of the people in the streets of London. And I was just thinking here, in an airplane, you have two very important instruments. One is called an attitude indicator and the other one an altitude indicator. And pretty much the second depends on the first. Depending on the plane's attitude, the pitch up or down, it would also define the altitude. So the altitude in your life, you're going up or down, has a lot to do with attitude that you assume. And we are still here speaking to Conrad. So Conrad, tell us the worst moment.
I think the worst moment for me was when I got caught for all the wrong things I was doing. Eventually I knew. So they put me in a cell, and then obviously I felt really isolated. And then that's when, you know, I had to self-reflect, because once you're in this room for a matter of hours or days, you know, there's this thing on the wall that says, "Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?" And there's a number that's imprinted on the wall. And obviously and before I was in the prison cell, they took my shoelaces off because I was crying so much. They took off any wristbands that I had because they thought that I was going to commit suicide because the way I was so depressed. And then once I was in the cell, I was really self-reflecting, you know, walking that kind of fixed and cubicle room. I just broke down crying, and I just said, you know, once I come out, I just have to be true to myself and really be transparent, really, you know, cut off the things that are really influencing this kind of bad character that I was having.
That was at what age when you got into,
so this was in 17, 18 years old.
Yes.
So it was
that like a turning point? Was that when you finally realized that that you had to change?
It just came like I had to, you know, change dramatically.
So you have to tell us now, as we were talking about in the previous segments, how was it that this depression, this void you had inside, and this greed for money, right? Trying to not see in your life a repeat of the life of your parents. How was it feel? How did you change?
So I was invited to one of the meetings that we had in one of the churches that I was invited to, and then I was listening to the pastor and his counseling and his advice, but I didn't really open up then. It took me years for me to open up because I had a lot of trust issues that was implemented in me from my mum and my dad. You know, so I really carried that, you know, those habits that they had because they didn't really trust each other.
You're talking about what? When
my
you
parents.
say years, you're saying that you were coming to the church.
You
started attending, but still took you a while. Still attending. Regular. Well, you were attending regularly.
No, I was only Sundays. I'll be
right.
Yeah.
But you were coming.
That's right.
Something made you stay.
Yeah.
What?
It was one of the testimonies that really stood out for me. And when I was really listening to the testimony, I was really meticulous on what they was saying, because I was in my head, I was probably thinking it's a lie, or probably, you know, they made this up, you know, a few minutes later. But then when after the testimony, I would just observe the person just walking around and speaking to people. Then I managed to speak to that person, and I would, you know, and I asked every question, and they answered it so sincerely and so honest. And I was like, okay, then this is, you know, this is really for me then. You know, if this person came from a similar background, then I can do it as well.
Because our time is coming to an end, Conrad, tell me something. When was it, what was the defining moment? What was it at the church that really helped you change and become a different person?
It was there's one of the challenges that I made where I had to really use my faith. And I had faith for other things, but I didn't really have faith on God. So it was just a one-to-one moment where I had to give everything that I had, vomit the things that I had inside of me, and allow God to really, you know, chisel and really sculpture really a true and different Conrad. So that was my my turning point.
You decided to open up completely.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, everything,
to God.
Everything.
You realized that you needed His help.
That's right. Yeah.
What happened after that?
So after that, the lightness that I had it felt so better. Like emotionally, I felt, really empowered as well. And spiritually as well, I felt like I could do anything, that no one could stop me. It wasn't, this attitude that I had wasn't out of arrogance, but it was out of pure confidence, and then I started to, really speak to my mom, get together with my other siblings, ask them for forgiveness and really move forward. Yeah.
Good. So the relationship with them has improved too?
Yeah.
You are a different man today?
Totally different.
What filled that gap inside that the money that even you made couldn't fill?
It was the Spirit of God. It was definitely the Spirit of God, because because I used to evoke memories when I used to really be so aggressive that I used to remember those times I used to give £200 to my mum, £200 to my sister for her to keep quiet for the things that I was doing. And I used to really cry and I said I was so bad, for me to go into someone's house, dismantle everything from the bedroom to the sitting room and take cards and leave, And I used to really say like, wow, I was really bad, And once the Spirit of God was inside of me, it's like peace was really inside of me, because then I was able then to really forgive myself, because, forgiving myself was such a hard thing for me to do, because the past will always come back to me, and then, through the strength of God, I was able then to say, look, let's move forward, and that's it.
How old are you now?
So I'm 23 years old.
23?
Yeah.
Right. A different person?
Yeah. Totally
what are you
different.
doing today?
So now I'm working as a tailor in Savile Row. So a place where I never thought that I could work in, a place where they do ask for specific qualifications and years of experience, but using my faith, I'm then able then to be bold and, and to apply for these positions. And I've been working there since 19. So we're talking years I've been working there.
So what does this occupation mean to you?
Well, it means so many things. It means that, from coming from nowhere in the deprived area, where I was really laughed at, I used to really look down on myself from working in a very prestige and well-known area. It means a lot to me, really a lot. And there was times where I don't want to speak too much, but sometimes I'll be in my office and I'll be thinking like, this is too small for God. I need to keep on going and not be comfortable with the things that I have.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So you are on the way to marriage?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, oh yeah. So I engaged my girlfriend, so we're looking to get married this year as well.
This year,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Very good. But still,
yeah.
The most important thing was what really filled the gap was your relationship with God, developing it, right?
That's right, yeah.
Thank you very much for coming,
Thank you,
sharing your story, and I'm sure it's not the last time.
Yeah.
We're going to see you again here with even greater stories, right?
Yeah.
And this is it. The truth is that we need to bring God into the equation. And when we do it, then things change. And maybe this is what you haven't tried yet. You say maybe that you have tried everything, and I say to you that maybe you have tried a lot of things, but you didn't really try everything. Because should you have tried everything, you would have already overcome by now, right? No, there's still many options to take, many things you haven't tried. And one of the things that maybe you didn't try is hard prayer. That's why towards the end of the program, in just a few minutes from now, we're going to pray for you. You can still call us, right? And remember, I said a while ago, even with a positive attitude and positive action, there's still people who can't seem to overcome their problems and to achieve their most important goals. Why is that? The answer comes in the next segment.
All systems are go. We're about to
Hi, the Chrissy B Show airs live on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, coming to your homes with entertainment, life issues as well as hard-hitting topics, coupled with friendly and practical advice. I love to look at the happier side of life and believe a person can achieve amazing things when they put their mind to it. The Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life.
The pursuit of happiness. What will make you happy? Success? Fame? New shoes? Financial security? Love? Education? Independence? Family? Sometimes in the pursuit of things we think will bring us happiness, sometimes we fail to see that we aren't happy or we never find it. We live in a world of people. Rather than pursue things to make you happy, what if we all worked to make each other happy? Wouldn't we all be happier?
All systems are go. We're about to
You want it, and you're going to go all out to have it. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out. I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm coming back. And I'll be stronger and better because of it. You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. You're standing up for your dreams. You're standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for health. Take full responsibility for your life. Accept where you are and the responsibility that you're going to take yourself where you want to go. You can decide that I'm going to live each day as if it were my last. Live your life with passion, with some drive. Decide that you're going to push yourself. The last chapter to your life has not been written yet, and it doesn't matter about what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it?
This year, I will make this goal become a reality. I won't talk about it anymore. I can. I can. I can.
Welcome back to Finding Answers. I'm still here with Conrad next to me. And in a few minutes, we are going to be praying for you. So if you want, you can still prepare a glass with water. I have mine here because we're going to bless it for you during the prayer and you can drink with us. But before praying for you, I want to come back to that question that I posed in the previous segments. Why is it that even with the positive thinking plus the right steps in the right direction, the right action, there is still many people, probably even you, who are still not able to overcome their problems and see the desired outcome? I'll give you the answer through Scripture. Jesus Christ said, "For without me, you can do nothing." These are not my words, are not the words of a church, but are words of Jesus Christ, the teaching from Jesus Christ. So, just the positive thinking coupled with right action, but minus faith, doesn't really bring the result. And maybe this is what is missing for you. Actually, this is what is missing. If you're trying everything, you're working hard, you believe you can do it, you don't understand why you are seeing these blocks ahead of you, it's because the element faith is missing in this equation. You have to bring God into this equation. You have to include Him in the picture. Ask for His help, and you are going to see it will make the difference. It made a difference for him. It made a difference for every single success story that you see in Finding Answers. It is evidently going to make a change for you. And see that when I speak about faith, I'm not speaking about religion. Understand this, please. The faith I'm talking about is totally dissociated from religion. It doesn't matter your religion, if you have one or you don't. When I speak about faith, I'm speaking about life. Life means connection with God. The connection with God, this bridge is called faith. And what is faith? It's the belief that there is a God. And not only there is a God, but He can see you, He cares about you, He wants to help you, and as a Father, because God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, He wants to be glorified. He becomes happy with the accomplishment of His children. So this is the practical step I give you. Turn to faith, get closer to God, learn from Him, and evidently this will result in big changes, positive big ones for you. We're going to pray for you now, so get your glass with water. It's time for prayer.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer concerning your financial life, send your name and a prayer request to help@findinganswers.tv.
God, we pray on behalf of this person who is watching us right now, that up to now was feeling frustration, probably even anger, plus the confusion of not understanding why so many things went wrong. Despite of his good intentions and hard work, the problems grew up, evolved like a snowball, and are now to the point where this person doesn't know what else to do to come out of this situation, Lord. We may not know the way out, but you do, because you are looking at everything from a much higher point of view. So I'm only asking you to share your point of view with these people that are watching us now, that are humbling themselves. Because we are having an attitude of humility here before you. We don't claim to know everything. I know that the only thing I know is that I don't know anything. I have to learn so much. I know this sounds cliche, but I'm speaking from the heart. I have to learn. And the same is with these people watching us right now. They have to learn, my Lord. There's so much they can develop. So I ask you to guide them. If you put one single thought, one single word from you in their mind, will make all the difference for them. Please do it now. Help these people. I bless this water, and I determine that those who drink in faith, they'll be energized, they'll be inspired, they'll be touched, they'll be healed. This is what I believe, and I thank you for answering this prayer. And if you agree with me and you believe, you can say amen and drink this water now. So thanks for being with us. Until now, we are finishing here our part, and tomorrow, remember, the special edition of Finding Answers. Be with us. Good night.